11.5. It's actually 100 times more alkaline than the water y'all are drinking tonight. Okay, and this is what you're going to use to clean the rest of your home and your fruits and vegetables. And that's what we're going to do right now. So here I have some cherry tomatoes, and these are Nature's Sweet. They're delicious. I'm sure everybody's had these before. Now, what's the very first thing we do when we bring our produce home from the grocery store?
Wash it.
We wash it, right? In what?
Water.
Water. Anybody use their Brita filter to wash their tomatoes? You really do?
We use it all the time.
That's amazing. You're the first person that's ever told me that.
That admitted.
Okay.
And he's lying.
No,
I'm not.
No, I'm just kidding.
we use our tap water, right, to wash our fruits and vegetables. Okay, we're creatures of habit. It's not that we just do what we've always done. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to wash these tomatoes in tap water. And we're going to take these other tomatoes and we're going to wash it in this 11.5 that I just showed you. And we're going to let these sit here for a moment. Now, those tomatoes are covered in oil-based herbicides, insecticides, and pesticides. Why are they oil-based?
Stick.
So that they stick. So that they're not washed off by the rain, because what was happening is farmers were paying all this money for these pesticides, spraying them on their produce, and then it would rain and they would all wash off. The pesticides would run into the streams, kill fish, and damage ecosystems. So then the government stepped in and said, no, 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 no. We need to make those oil-based, right? So we're saving all the fish and we're saving the ecosystem, but we're going to make sure that those poisons are locked onto that food so that we're getting all of it, right? So this is sesame oil, pure toasted sesame oil, and this is going to simulate those pesticides that are on there right now. If our pesticides are oil-based, what do we already know about water and oil?
They don't mix.
They don't mix. Okay, no surprise. Here it is. Water and oil not mixing before your very eyes. You can see it completely separating. But I could take this high alkaline water that's loaded with hydrogen that I can drink. I can do something you've never seen before. I can completely emulsify that sesame oil with water.
That looks gross.
It's not milk. That's oil and water mixing.
That's
Now,
11.0.
this is the 11 point. This is the best liquid laundry soap you're ever going to use.
Oh, okay.
This
I was hoping you weren't going to drink it.
You drink it though.
No, not
you
Oh, this? No, no, no,
You're
no,
not
no,
gonna
no.
drink
Not
it.
tonight. Not tonight. I'm driving. Now,
Makes a good salad dressing.
it really does. If you for mixing salad dressings together, because obviously water and oil don't mix. You want your salad dressings to emulsify. So there's so many different uses for this.
So you would put that on a salad?
You would make your salad dressing with it, and rather than regular water. You know your packet of 7 C's dressing that you mix
Okay,
up. And
okay, I got you. And you would mix it in with that,
Yeah,
and then use it as a salad.
absolutely. Okay, so let's check on let's see how our tomatoes are doing. Let's see how our tomatoes are doing. So here we have the tap water tomatoes, and I'm gonna even rinse these pretty well here, just so that we can get a really good feel. Now you can see I haven't really taken a whole lot off. The water is just a little bit murky, and that's mostly just dirt. But here we have the tomatoes that we've washed in the Strong Kangen Water. And we're going to pour some of that water off and see what we got. Look at that. That is drastic. That is a drastic difference. And what you're seeing, that yellow, is all of those oil-based herbicides, insecticides, and pesticides that our tap water simply could not wash off. You can stick your fingers in it, you can feel it. It's disgusting. I could pass it around. If anybody wants to take a sip of it, feel free.
Let me see the yellow real quick.
Because if you're washing your fruits and veggies in tap water and you're serving this, you're already eating it. We just don't know it. And if you go to whatsonmyfood.org and start typing in asparagus, broccoli, tomatoes, it'll tell you all the chemicals that they're putting on our pesticides. And this is one of the leading causes of autism in America that they've proven recently, is the pesticides that are on our foods. So with this technology, you have the ability to actually clean your produce for the first time ever, and your produce is going to last up to 10 days longer because it doesn't have all these oxidizing chemicals on it anymore. It makes sense, right? And naturally, it's going to taste better. And that's why chefs are getting on board with this, and that's why they're having such great results. So it's amazing. So I'm going to pass these tomatoes around. Even if you don't like tomatoes, try one, pop one in your mouth, and then. But if you drink,
Those are the good ones.
those are the good ones. But if you take one of those, you have to. I'm going to stick this little label in here so you know these are the bad ones. If you try a Kangen tomato, you'd have to try a tap water tomato and just tell us.
No, thank you.
Tell us what the difference is. Make sense? Awesome. Okay, thanks, guys. All right, so we're going to move on here, and remember the chlorine that we talked about earlier? This is that chlorine water that we showed, and you can see there's a chlorine test strip up here on the right. This is how much chlorine we have in that water. Now, what I can do,
That's a good one.
These are the good ones.
not only did the tap water not wash off all those chemicals from the food, but we also put all of the chemicals that are in the tap water into the tomatoes as well. So when we bring our organic produce home from the store, let's say we spend more money on the organic stuff because we don't want the chemicals, but yet we still bring it home and we rinse it off, right? But then we just put all the chemicals from the tap water into our expensive organic food, and we're right back at square one.
Steve, not even 2 days ago in Cannon Beach, we went to the most beautiful outdoor organic food market you've ever seen, and I came home, did the same demonstration, and the lady said, that's why I go where I go, and hers had the same runoff of chemicals as the Safeway tomatoes.
Because you could buy the organic food label now. Matt, could I have one of those tomatoes, please? So I'm going to show you something real quick. Here's that chlorinated water. You can see the chlorine indicators turned it yellow. Can I have another tomato? Might need two for this one because we got a lot of chlorine in there. Now I'm going to take this tomato and I'm going to break it open. And I'm going to simulate what happens to our food and to our skin when we are exposed to chlorinated tap water. I'm going to break this tomato open. And you can see just how quickly that tomato is going to absorb all of that chlorine from that water. We've just cleaned up that water in just a second. When you shower, you absorb 8 to 10 glasses worth of the chemicals in your tap water through your body's largest organ, your skin. And that's why we have our NSPOT technology, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. So it's very, very important for our health and for the way we prepare our foods to make sure that we're really getting our foods clean and that we're eating clean. Because people are spending an awful lot of money on organic food and